We know that on May 26th, Travis sent you that text or email that said you were the worst thing that ever happened in his life. Was he the worst thing that ever happened in your life?
That's difficult to answer because I don't even know how to answer that. I can't say yes and I can't say no.
27 stab wounds, throat slashed from ear to ear, shot in the head, and then she took a shower, dragged his body down the hallway, and left him stuffed in his own shower. This is Travis Alexander, 30 years old, motivational speaker, devout Mormon, found dead in his Mesa, Arizona home on June 4, 2008. And this is Jodi Arias, his ex-girlfriend, the woman who couldn't let go. But here's where this case gets truly chilling. The murder was accidentally documented. Travis's camera, found in his washing machine, contained time-stamped photos. Photos of them together that day, intimate photos. And then, accidental photos taken during the attack. A photo of Travis's body being dragged. A photo of Jodi's leg. A photo of the ceiling as the camera was dropped. The camera captured everything in a 5-minute window. From passion to violence to cover-up. And when police finally caught up with Jodi, she smiled. She did a handstand in the interrogation room. She sang "Oh Holy Night." Then she told not one, not two, but 3 completely different stories about what happened that night. This is the story of obsession, lies, and a murder so brutal that it shocked even veteran detectives. This is the Jodi Arias case. And it all started with a conference in Las Vegas. September 2006. Las Vegas, Nevada. A prepaid legal services conference. Travis Alexander was there as a motivational speaker. Charismatic, successful, climbing the ranks of a multi-level marketing company. He was living the American dream. Jodi Arias was there looking for opportunity. A photographer, a wanderer, someone still searching for her place in the world. Their eyes met across the room. And according to Jodi, it was instant attraction. They spent that night talking, laughing, connecting in a way that felt electric. 24 hours later, they had sex in a car. For Travis, a devout Mormon saving himself for marriage, this was already a violation of everything he believed in. But he couldn't stay away. For Jodi, this was the beginning of an obsession. Within weeks, Jodi converted to Mormonism. Travis baptized her himself in a ceremony that should have been spiritual, but friends said felt performative. She was doing it for him, not for faith. The relationship moved fast, too fast. Jodi left her life in California and moved to Mesa, Arizona, not just to the same city as Travis, but to a town 10 minutes from his house. She got a job waitressing. She had no other friends in Arizona. Her entire world revolved around Travis Alexander. But Travis? He was pulling away. See, Travis had a public image to maintain. Mormon, successful, a role model in his church community. And Jodi didn't fit that image. Friends later testified that Travis was embarrassed by Jodi. He'd sleep with her in secret but wouldn't take her to church events. He'd text her at midnight but ignore her calls during the day. He was using her, and she knew it, but she couldn't walk away. February 2007. Travis officially breaks up with Jodi. But here's the thing about their breakup. It wasn't really a breakup. They continued their sexual relationship, secret meetings, late-night visits, explicit photos and phone calls. Travis even took a trip to Cancun with another woman while still sleeping with Jodi on the side. And that's when Jodi's behavior started to spiral. Friends reported that Travis's tires were slashed twice. His email was hacked. Jodi was reading his private messages. His new girlfriend received anonymous threats. And then there were the incidents that truly frightened his friends. Travis would be on dates, and Jodi would somehow show up at the same restaurant, the same movie theater, watching from a distance. One friend recalled looking through a window at Travis's house and seeing a face staring back. It was Jodi, peering through the window in the dark. Travis confided in friends that he was scared, that Jodi was a sociopath, that he needed to cut ties completely, but he didn't. He couldn't. The sexual relationship continued, the cycle of push and pull, attraction and toxicity. His friends begged him to end it, to block her number, to get a restraining order if necessary. Travis would agree. He'd say he was done with her, but then, late at night, he'd text her again. By early 2008, Travis was trying to move on for real. He was dating other women, making plans for the future. He was even planning a trip to Cancun in June with a woman he was getting serious about. But Jodi was still watching, still waiting, still obsessed. And on June 4th, 2008, Jodi Arias would make one final trip to see Travis Alexander. A trip she would later deny ever happened. A trip that would end with Travis dead on his bathroom floor. June 2nd, 2008. Jodi Arias rents a car in Redding, California. She specifically requests a white car. They give her a red one. She insists on white. Eventually, they find her one. Why does the color matter? Because Jodi was planning a trip she didn't want anyone to remember. She tells friends she's heading to visit a guy named Ryan Burns in Utah. A new romantic interest, someone who could be her future. But Utah is northeast of California, and the route Jodi takes goes south first, way south, to Mesa, Arizona, to Travis Alexander's house. She stops 3 times to fill up gas cans, not her car, gas cans. So there'd be no record of her filling up anywhere near Travis's home. She turns off her cell phone. No digital trail, no tower pings. She even takes the license plates off her car at one point. This wasn't a spontaneous visit. This was planned. June 4th, 2008. Around 1 a.m., Jodi arrives at Travis's house. Travis lets her in. And here's what we know from the evidence. They had sex. Multiple times. The camera in Travis's bedroom captured photos of them together. Intimate photos. Time-stamped. Jodi lying on the bed. Travis posing for her. These photos would later become trial evidence. Proof that she was there. Proof that things started consensually. At 5:22 p.m., the photos shift. Travis is in the shower. Jodi's taking pictures of him. Artistic shots. Water running down his body. He's looking at the camera. Relaxed. Trusting. 5:29 p.m., the last photo of Travis alive. He's sitting in the shower looking up, water streaming over him, and then something happens. 5:30 p.m., an accidental photo. The ceiling, blurry, the camera has been dropped. 5:31 p.m., another accidental photo. Travis's body on the bathroom floor. Blood. Jodi's pant leg in the frame. 5:32 p.m., another accident. A photo of the hallway. Travis's body being dragged toward the shower, a bloody palm print on the wall. In less than 2 minutes, Travis Alexander was stabbed 27 times. The attack was frenzied. Defensive wounds on his hands where he tried to fight back. Stab wounds to his head, his neck, his back, his chest. His throat was slashed so deeply it nearly decapitated him. The wound went from ear to ear, cutting through his airway and arteries. And then, after all that, he was shot in the head. The medical examiner would later debate the order. Was he shot first or last? The evidence suggested last. The final act in a prolonged, brutal attack. This wasn't self-defense. This was overkill. This was rage. 27 stab wounds means the first blow didn't stop him, neither did the second or the 10th. She kept going and going. Forensic psychologists would later say this level of violence indicates a deeply personal crime. This was someone who knew Travis, someone who felt betrayed, rejected, abandoned. After the attack, Jodi dragged Travis's body back into the shower. She turned the water on, trying to wash away evidence. She cleaned herself up, put the camera in the washing machine, running it to destroy evidence. But she missed things. A bloody palm print, her hair at the scene, the deleted photos on that camera that could be recovered. And then, Jodi Arias got in her white rental car and drove away. She drove north, to Utah, to Ryan Burns. She arrived at his house around 10 p.m., 16 hours after killing Travis. Ryan later testified that Jodi seemed normal, maybe a little tired. Her hands had small cuts on them. She said she broke a glass at work. They kissed. They cuddled on the couch. She acted like nothing had happened. Meanwhile, back in Mesa, Travis Alexander's body was decomposing in his shower. He had roommates, but they were used to Travis keeping odd hours. They didn't check on him. Days passed. June 9, 2008, 5 days after the murder. Travis missed an important conference call. His friends got worried. They went to his house. The smell hit them first. They found him in the shower, decomposed. The scene was horrific. Police were called. Detectives arrived, and within hours they had a suspect, because Travis's friends all said the same name: Jodi Arias, the ex-girlfriend who wouldn't let go, the woman who stalked him, slashed his tires, hacked his email, the woman Travis said he was afraid of. And when police checked Travis's camera, still sitting in that washing machine, they found the photos, time-stamped, undeniable. Jodi Arias was there, in that house, on the day Travis died. Now they just had to find her. June 10, 2008. Detective Esteban Flores is assigned to the Travis Alexander homicide. He walks into one of the most brutal crime scenes he's ever witnessed. Blood everywhere, a body that's been decomposing for 5 days in an Arizona summer. But he also walks into a case that's already half solved, because Travis's friends are all pointing to the same person, Jodi Arias. They tell Detective Flores everything: the obsessive behavior, the stalking, the slashed tires, the hacked emails. One friend even says Travis told her just weeks before his death, "If anything happens to me, it was Jodi." Detective Flores needs evidence, not just suspicion. And that's when the technical team makes a critical discovery: Travis's camera, sitting in the washing machine. Jodi tried to destroy it by running it through a wash cycle, but the memory card survived. The forensic team connects it to their computer, and there they are, the photos. Deleted but recoverable. Photos of Jodi and Travis together that day. Intimate, explicit, time-stamped at 1:40 p.m. Photos of Travis in the shower at 5:29 p.m., alive, relaxed, and then the accidental photos, 5:30 p.m. The camera dropped, the ceiling captured. 5:31 p.m., Travis's body on the bathroom floor, Jodi's pant leg in the corner of the frame. Blood pooling. 5:32 p.m., the hallway, Travis being dragged, a bloody palm print on the wall. Detective Flores has his timeline, a 2-minute window where everything happened. But he needs more. He needs physical evidence tying Jodi to the murder, not just to being in the house. The forensic team gets to work. They find a bloody palm print on the wall in the hallway. It's photographed, lifted, analyzed. It's a mixed print, Travis's blood, but Jodi's palm, her hand covered in his blood, pressed against that wall as she dragged his body. Then they find hair, long brown hair at the scene, consistent with Jodi's. The evidence is stacking up, but there's one problem. Jodi Arias is 900 miles away in California. She left Arizona days ago. Detective Flores picks up the phone. June 15, 2008. He calls Jodi Arias for the first time. His tone is calm, professional, non-confrontational. "Hi, Jodi. This is Detective Flores with the Mesa Police Department. I'm investigating the death of Travis Alexander. I understand you knew him?" Jodi's voice on the other end is friendly, cooperative, almost cheerful. "Oh my God, Travis is dead? What happened?" She doesn't ask how. She doesn't ask when. Just what happened. Detective Flores explains that Travis was killed, that it appears to be a homicide. Jodi gasps. She sounds shocked, devastated even. "Do you know who would want to hurt Travis?" Flores asks. Jodi thinks for a moment, then offers some names. People Travis had conflicts with, business associates, an ex-girlfriend. Never once does she seem defensive. Never once does she lawyer up. "Jodi, when's the last time you saw Travis?" "Oh, it's been months," she says without hesitation. "I think it was in April. We met up briefly, but I haven't been to his house since way before that." Detective Flores doesn't push. Not yet. He thanks her for her time, tells her he may call again, and Jodi says, "Of course, anything I can do to help." She sounds like a concerned ex-girlfriend, cooperative, innocent, but Detective Flores knows she's lying because he's looking at the photos right now. Photos of Jodi and Travis's house on June 4th, the day he died. Over the next few weeks, Detective Flores builds his case. He traces Jodi's rental car, white Ford Focus, rented in Redding, California on June 2nd. He gets her cell phone records. Her phone was off for most of June 3rd and 4th. No tower pings in Arizona, convenient. He interviews the gas stations. Jodi filled up 3 gas cans before her trip, paid cash. She was trying to avoid leaving a digital trail in Arizona. He talks to Ryan Burns in Utah. Ryan confirms Jodi showed up at his house on June 4th around 10 p.m. Hours late, with cuts on her hands. She told him she got lost, fell asleep driving, cut her hands on broken glass at work, but her hands weren't cut before she arrived in Arizona, and she didn't work on June 4th. Everything points to Jodi, but she's sticking to her story. I wasn't there. I haven't been to Mesa in months. Detective Flores decides it's time to confront her face-to-face. July 15, 2008. Over a month after the murder, Jodi Arias is arrested at her grandparents' house in Eureka, California. She's calm during the arrest, doesn't resist, doesn't panic. She's driven to the police station in Siskiyou County, then she'll be extradited to Arizona. But first, Detective Flores wants to talk to her. The interrogation is about to begin, and Jodi Arias is about to tell a story that will change everything. Actually, she's about to tell 2 more stories, because the truth? She's not ready to tell that yet. July 15, 2008. Interrogation room, Siskiyou County, California. Jodi Arias sits across from Detective Esteban Flores. She's been arrested for the murder of Travis Alexander. She knows why she's here, but she doesn't look nervous. In fact, she looks almost relaxed. Detective Flores starts simple, builds rapport, offers her water, asks how she's feeling. Jodi is chatty, friendly even. She talks about her day, about her grandparents, about how shocked she is to be arrested. Jodi, I need to ask you again, when's the last time you saw Travis? I told you on the phone. It was back in April. I haven't seen him since. Detective Flores nods. He's patient. He's done this before. Jodi, we have evidence that places you at Travis's house on June 4th, the day he died. Jodi doesn't flinch. She shakes her head. That's impossible. I wasn't there. I was on my way to Utah that day. We have photos, Jodi, from Travis's camera. Photos of you, in his house, that day. There's a pause. Just a brief flicker across her face, but she recovers quickly. I don't know what photos you're talking about. I wasn't there. Detective Flores leans back. He explains the evidence, the timestamps, the bloody palm print, her hair at the scene. Jodi listens, and then she offers an explanation. Someone must have stolen those photos, maybe from an old camera, or photoshopped them or something. Detective Flores doesn't argue. He just lets her talk. And Jodi keeps talking, for hours. She talks about her relationship with Travis, how much she loved him, how heartbroken she was when they broke up. She talks about his other girlfriends, his secrets, his double life, but she insists over and over, I wasn't there. I didn't kill him. At one point, Detective Flores leaves the room. He needs to let her sit with the evidence, let the pressure build. And this is where things get weird. Jodi is alone in the interrogation room. She knows she's being recorded. There's a camera right there. And what does she do? She does a headstand, not a joke, an actual headstand, against the wall of the interrogation room. Then she sits back down, examines her face in the reflection of the two-way mirror, fixes her hair, she hums to herself, stretches, does some yoga poses. And then she starts singing. Oh, Holy Night, the Christmas Carol, in July, in an interrogation room, after being arrested for murder. When Detective Flores comes back, Jodi is calm again, sitting quietly, like nothing happened. He tries a different approach. He tells her that he knows she was there, that the evidence is overwhelming. Jodi, I think something happened that day. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe Travis attacked you and you defended yourself. But I need you to tell me the truth. And that's when Jodi's story starts to shift. She doesn't admit to being there. not yet, but she starts offering possibilities. If I had been there and if something did happen, it would have been self-defense. Travis could be really aggressive. Detective Flores presses, "So you were there?" "No, I'm just saying if I was." This goes on for hours, Jodi dancing around the truth, never quite admitting, never quite denying. Finally, Detective Flores plays his final card. "Jodi, we have your palm print. In Travis's blood, on the wall, you dragged his body." Silence. Jodi stares at the table, and then she speaks. "Okay, I was there, but I didn't kill him." Detective Flores leans forward. "Tell me what happened." And Jodi Arias tells him a story. Story number 2. She says she drove to Travis's house on June 4th. That part is true. They had sex, took photos. That part is also true. But then, she says, something terrible happened. "We were in the bathroom. Travis was in the shower, and suddenly 2 people burst into the house." Detective Flores raises an eyebrow. 2 people? Yes, a man and a woman. They had masks on, or maybe they were just wearing dark clothes. I can't remember exactly. She describes them in detail. The man was tall. The woman was shorter. They had weapons, a gun and a knife. They attacked Travis. "I tried to help him, but the man pointed the gun at me. He told me if I screamed, he'd kill me too." Jodi says she watched, frozen in terror, as these 2 intruders stabbed Travis, over and over. "I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I was so scared." She says after they killed Travis, they threatened her, told her if she went to the police, they'd come after her and her family. "So I ran. I got in my car and I drove away. I didn't call the police because I was terrified." Detective Flores listens to this entire story without interrupting, and then he asks one simple question. "Jodi, if there were 2 intruders, why is your palm print in Travis's blood?" Jodi has an answer for that too. "I must have stepped in the blood, or touched the wall when I was trying to get away." "And the photos from the camera? The ones taken during the attack?" "I don't know. Maybe they dropped the camera. Maybe it was an accident." Detective Flores doesn't buy it, and he tells her so. "Jodi, there's no evidence of anyone else being in that house. No other fingerprints, no other DNA, just yours." Jodi doesn't back down. She sticks to her story. 2 intruders, a home invasion. She was just a witness. The interrogation ends. Jodi is extradited to Arizona, charged with first-degree murder, and for the next 2 years, that's her story. 2 masked intruders killed Travis Alexander. She tells it to her lawyers, she tells it to the media, she tells it to anyone who will listen. She even goes on national television. Inside Edition, 48 hours, giving interviews from jail. "I didn't kill Travis. I loved him. I would never hurt him." But as the trial date approaches, Jodi's defense team has a problem. The intruder story doesn't match the evidence at all. The overkill, the rage, the intimacy of the attack. This wasn't a home invasion. This was personal. So in 2010, 2 years after the murder, Jodi Arias changes her story again. Story number 3. And this time she finally admits it. "Yes, I killed Travis Alexander," but she adds one critical word, "but it was self-defense." Now her story goes like this. She and Travis had sex that day, took photos. Everything was consensual. That part hasn't changed. But then, she says, Travis became violent. He was upset about something. I can't remember what. Maybe about me going to see Ryan in Utah. He got angry. She claims Travis body slammed her in the bathroom, that he screamed at her, called her names. He said I was a whore, that I was nothing. He was so angry. Jodi says she ran, but Travis chased her. He said he was going to kill me. I believed him. I was terrified. She says she grabbed a gun from his closet, a gun Travis kept for protection. I pointed it at him. I told him to back off, but he kept coming. And then, she says, the gun went off. I didn't mean to shoot him, it just happened, and then he came at me again. She claims Travis attacked her even after being shot, so she grabbed a knife. I don't remember stabbing him. I don't remember how many times. I just remember being so scared. I thought he was going to kill me." She says it was all a blur, a fog, survival instinct. And afterwards, when she realized what she'd done, she panicked. "I knew no one would believe me. I knew it looked bad. So I ran." That's story number 3, self-defense. But there's one massive problem with this story. The evidence doesn't support it. 27 stab wounds, throat slashed ear to ear. That's not self-defense. The medical examiner would testify that Travis had defensive wounds on his hands. He was trying to protect himself. The attack happened in a small bathroom. There was nowhere for Travis to corner Jodi. She could have run at any time. And the overkill, the sheer brutality, that doesn't match someone defending themselves. That matches rage, jealousy, obsession. But this is the story Jodi Arias will tell at trial. 3 stories, 3 versions of the truth, and now a jury will have to decide which one, if any, they believe. January 2nd, 2013. Maricopa County Superior Court, Phoenix, Arizona. The state of Arizona versus Jodi and Arias. The trial begins. And it's immediately clear this won't be an ordinary murder trial. Cameras are allowed in the courtroom. Every moment will be broadcast live. Cable news networks clear their schedules. This case has everything the media loves: sex, lies, a brutal murder, and a defendant who won't stop talking. The prosecution is led by Juan Martinez, aggressive, relentless, known for his intense cross-examinations. His opening statement is direct. This is not a case of self-defense. This is a case of obsession and rage. Jodi Arias murdered Travis Alexander because she couldn't have him. And if she couldn't have him, no one could. Martinez lays out the evidence, the photographs, the timeline, the lies. He describes the brutality of the attack: 27 stab wounds, a throat slashed so deeply it nearly decapitated him. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not self-defense. This was slaughter. The defense, led by Kirk Nurmi and Jennifer Wilmot, has a different narrative. They paint Travis as a manipulator, a man who used Jodi for sex while publicly denying their relationship. They claim he was emotionally and verbally abusive, that he degraded her, controlled her, and on June 4, 2008, they say Travis snapped, attacked Jodi, and she fought back to save her own life. Jodi Arias is not a murderer, she's a survivor. The trial moves into witness testimony. Friends of Travis take the stand. They describe the stalking, the slashed tires, the hacked emails, Jodi peering through windows in the dark. One friend tearfully recalls Travis telling her, "Jodi scares me." The prosecution presents the photos from the camera, shown one by one on screens in the courtroom. Intimate photos of Travis and Jodi together that day, photos of Travis in the shower, alive, unaware he has minutes left to live, and then the accidental photos, blurry, disturbing, evidence of violence captured in real time. The courtroom is silent as these images appear. Some jurors look away. The medical examiner testifies. Dr. Kevin Horn describes Travis's injuries in graphic detail: defensive wounds on his hands, stab wounds to his back, chest, and head, the massive slash across his throat. The victim would have suffered tremendously. This was a prolonged attack. Juan Martinez asks the critical question, "Doctor, are these injuries consistent with self-defense?" No, the number and location of wounds indicate an offensive attack, not defensive. The prosecution rests. Now it's the defense's turn. And they're calling Jodi Arias to the stand. This is highly unusual. Most defense attorneys would never let their client testify in a murder trial. Too risky. But Jodi insists. She wants to tell her story. February 4th, 2013, Jodi Arias takes the stand. She will stay there for 18 days of testimony. It's one of the longest defendant testimonies in American legal history. Jodi speaks calmly, clearly. She makes eye contact with the jury. She describes her relationship with Travis, the passion, the secrecy, the emotional abuse. She claims Travis was addicted to her sexually but ashamed of her publicly. "He would sneak me into his house at night but wouldn't hold my hand at church. She describes incidents of verbal abuse, Travis calling her names, degrading her. She even claims he had pedophilic interests, that he was attracted to children. This claim shocks the courtroom. Travis's family gasps. Some walk out. There's no evidence to support this claim, but Jodi says it anyway. Then she describes June 4th, the day of the murder. She walks the jury through her version of events, the sex, the photos, the attack. He body slammed me onto the tile floor. I hit my head. I thought I was going to die. She describes grabbing the gun, the shooting, the knife, the fog of fear and survival. I don't remember stabbing him. I don't remember dragging his body. I just remember being so scared. She cries on the stand, multiple times, apologizes to Travis's family. I never wanted this to happen. I loved Travis. But then comes the cross-examination. Juan Martinez stands up, and for 9 days he tears Jodi's story apart. His questioning is rapid fire. Aggressive. He doesn't let her finish answers. Ms. Arias, you lied to Detective Flores, didn't you? Yes, but yes or no, you lied. Yes. You lied to your family about where you were that day? Yes. You lied to Ryan Burns about the cuts on your hands? Yes. You lied on national television about 2 intruders? Yes. Martinez goes through every inconsistency, every changed detail, every new version of her story. He catches her in contradictions, memory lapses that seem convenient. You remember every detail of the sex you had with Travis that day, but you don't remember stabbing him 27 times? Jodi struggles. She gets defensive. She argues with Martinez. The jury watches. Some take notes. Some watch Jodi's face carefully. The prosecution also plays a recorded phone sex conversation between Travis and Jodi. Explicit. Graphic. Played in open court. It's meant to show their relationship was consensual, that Jodi was an active participant, not a victim. Then the defense calls their own experts, psychologists who testify Jodi suffers from PTSD, that her memory gaps are real, a domestic violence expert who says Travis showed signs of being an abuser. But the prosecution's rebuttal is strong. If Travis was so abusive, why did Jodi keep coming back? Why did she drive to his house that day? And why, if it was self-defense, did she lie about it for 2 years? The trial stretches on for months. January, February, March, April. Every day, cable news covers it. Analysts debate. The public becomes obsessed. People take sides. Team Travis, Team Jodi. Online forums explode with theories. Court watchers line up outside the courthouse to get seats. May 8, 2013. Closing arguments. Juan Martinez delivers a powerful closing. He reviews the evidence, the lies, the brutality. Jodi Arias is a manipulator, a liar, and a murderer. She killed Travis Alexander in a jealous rage and then lied about it for years. Do not let her manipulate you the way she manipulated him. The defense argues that the state hasn't proven premeditation, that at most this was a tragedy born of abuse and fear. Jodi Arias made mistakes. She lied, but she did so out of fear. She's not a cold-blooded killer. She's a woman who fought for her life. The jury begins deliberations. Days pass. The tension is unbearable. May 8, 2013. After 15 hours of deliberation, the jury reaches a verdict. The courtroom is packed. Travis's family sits in the front row. Jodi stands. The judge reads the verdict. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty. Travis's family breaks down in tears. Relief, justice. Jodi shows no emotion. She stares straight ahead. But the trial isn't over. Now comes the penalty phase. Will Jodi Arias get life in prison or death? The jury deliberates again, but this time they can't agree. Some jurors vote for death. Others vote for life. The jury is deadlocked. A mistrial is declared on the penalty phase. A new jury is brought in just to decide her sentence. This process takes another 2 years. March 5, 2015. The second penalty phase jury also deadlocks. Under Arizona law, when a jury can't decide on death, the sentence defaults to life in prison. April 13, 2015. Jodi Arias is officially sentenced. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. She's currently incarcerated at the Arizona State Prison Complex in Perryville. She'll spend the rest of her life behind bars. Since her conviction, Jodi has given interviews from prison. She maintains her innocence. She says she was wrongfully convicted, that the jury didn't understand the abuse she suffered. She's filed appeals. All have been denied. Travis Alexander's family has found some measure of peace, but the pain of losing him never goes away. His friends remember him as a kind, ambitious man whose life was cut tragically short. So what can we learn from the Jodi Arias case? It's a story about obsession, about the danger of ignoring red flags in relationships. Travis's friends saw the warning signs, the stalking, the possessiveness, the instability. But Travis couldn't break away, and it cost him his life. It's also a story about lies. Jodi told 3 different versions of what happened that day. First, she wasn't there. Then, intruders did it. Finally, self-defense. The lies unraveled. The truth emerged. 27 stab wounds, a throat slashed, a brutal personal murder, not self-defense, not an accident, rage, jealousy, obsession turned deadly. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence or unhealthy relationship patterns, please reach out for help. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24/7 at 1-800-799-7233. Warning signs matter, boundaries matter, and sometimes the most dangerous person is the one who says they love you but won't let you go. This was the Jodi Arias case. A story that captivated the nation and reminded us all that obsession can be lethal. Thanks for watching.